Hi, I'm Pink142, aka Taylor, and if you've already read the title of this stream, you know it's about. It's the original versus cover songs, who does it better, and yeah. And there, I do have a disclaimer that we're surprise or special announcement this stream, so pay attention to that. Uh, yeah. So, without further ado, let's begin. And a lot of these are going to be like three of these are going to include one artist covering each of these three songs. So, yeah. So, without further ado, I'd like to begin starting with "Hello," which was originally done by Lionel Richie but covered by David Cook on American Idol. And I love this song, and I posted the link in the description below. You guys can check these songs out. I didn't include all of them, but just the covers, except for one of them. You can check out the link in the description below for all of these. But I did David Cook's one, so yeah. And I love Lionel Richie. I'm a big fan of Lionel Richie, but I like David Cook's version a little bit more because it was kind of like an emo song. They turned it was because "Hello" is a very pop heavy song, and his version is like really emo, and it's awesome. It's awesome. The whole panel loved it. All the judges loved it, and Lionel actually wanted to do a duet with David Cook, uh, of David Cook's version of the song with David Cook, and it never happened. Come on, Lionel, it's been a little over 12 years. Let's do it. When Lionel announced that he was releasing Tuskegee, he didn't say like it was gonna be a country duet album. And I was like, but he did say it was gonna be a duet album, and I was like, yes, he's gonna have "Hello" with David Cook on there, and he didn't have it on there, and I was so disappointed. And so yeah, go check out David Cook's version of "Hello." It's fantastic, awesome. Next one is another one also David Cook covered, and it was "Always Be My Baby" by Mariah Carey. I love this song so much. I'm not a fan of Mariah Carey. I never really was. I did like "Hero" and like I do love "One Sweet Day" because I love Boyz II Men, but after she did that New Year's Eve performance, I was like, no, no, too much of a diva, and I'm just not into it. But she loved David Cook's version of it, and uh, and actually Paula Abdul, she said that the song would be like his version would be like on a movie soundtrack, and evidently enough, the link I put in the description below was the Notebook. Uh, uh, because fans of David Cook's version and of the Notebook put that song to put the scenes to the Notebook with Young Noah and Ali to that song, and it was awesome. Check it out in the link. Check it out in the link in the description below. Hope you guys like it, but I love this song. It's really haunting, and the way he did it, he stripped it down, just kept it like guitar, acoustic guitar, drums, and like some orchestra, a stringed orchestra. So I love that. The next one is a song that I mentioned last time that I did this, but I didn't include it on my list. I went with a different one, but it's from this album, Digital Vein, David Cook's Digital Vein, and it was originally I didn't know this song was a cover until I looked at the inside cover and it said who wrote it, and then I found out it was a cover, and that is "Wicked Game" by uh, Isaac, originally done by Chris Isaac, and covered by David Cook. I love David Cook's version. I like Chris Isaac's version. I still don't like his voice. Is something I don't know what it is about his voice. It reminds me of like the Talk Talk, the lead singer of Talk Talk. His voice. I don't know what it is about his voice, but I love the song. It's beautifully written, but I like David Cook because his is like really haunting and just really awesome, and it makes me want to like just get up and like dance like a waltz or like uh ballet too, which I don't do either one, but it's one of those songs that you can either like get up and slow dance to or just like sit down and like just like meditate to or just or just relax to. It's one of those relaxing songs, which I love. So yeah, and I'm a big David Cook fan, so I was happy hearing that song. Uh, my next song is a song that I didn't know was a cover. I grew up listening to the cover and loved the song. Didn't realize that it was a cover, even though the person who wrote it, he was the one who originally sang it, had no clue that he had written it. I mean, I knew that he had written it, but I had no clue that he had originally sang it because no one knew who he was, and the only person that knew who he really was the person who covered him. And I'm talking about the Stupid Things. It's originally done by Robin Thicke and covered by Jesse McCartney. Trey Songz also did a version, but his version was bleh. I did not like his version. We are not going to talk about his version, but I loved Jesse McCartney's version. Robin Thicke did person. He's the one that wrote it, and no one knew who Robin Thicke was back in 2005 because he wasn't like mainstream like he is now. He didn't become mainstream until like 2012, 2013 with like Blurred Lines, which despite despite what people say about that song, you can't deny how catchy that song is. And I love the song "Stupid Things," but I have to give it to uh, Jesse. I have to give it to Jesse. You can see kind of in the background right there. Jesse is right there. Yeah, I love Jesse. I'm a big fan of his, and I love this song, and I love his version. I'm not saying that Robin Thicke does a bad version. I just prefer Jesse's. And then the next one, I decided to leave this one. This is my final one. I am going to do a part two. I mean, not a part two, part uh, four to this. So look out for that one in the future. But this one I saved for last so I could really talk about my hatred. Well, not necessarily hatred for the cover, but just why I don't like the cover. And I'm talking about with a little help from my friends, originally done by the Beatles, but most famously covered by Joe Cocker. I like so a couple of Joe Cocker's songs. Like I love "You Are So Beautiful" and then "Up Where We Belong," which I think he did with uh, Jennifer Warrens or whatever her name is. I think that's who did it. But it was in the movie "Officer and a Gentleman," which my grandma loves. That's her favorite movie. But I love the Beatles. I mean, I love a couple of his songs, but I just don't like this one. And it's not because Joe Cocker does a bad version of it. That's not the reason why I hate it. Why I don't like his version. Because he does do a great version of it. I just don't like the fact that how people they assume that it's Joe Cocker's song, that he's the only one that's ever done it, and he's not. The Beatles were the one that did it, and they did it better. Their version is the best version, and I just don't like how people they seem to think that oh Joe Cocker's version is the original, and like they only seem to talk about his version, not the Beatles version. And like I get like people they talk about Beatles all the time. I mean I'm a huge Beatles fan. They're my favorite band of all time. So I get that like that sometimes you don't need to talk about the Beatles all the time, but in this case you do because they're the ones that did the song. I mean, John and Paul wrote the song and Ringo recorded it and he's one that sings lead on it and it's amazing. And like I don't know why people seem to talk about Joe Cocker's version when you should be talking about the Beatles version. I mean granted people talk about people talk about Aretha Franklin's version of Respect. They talk about that version over Otis Redding's, but it's Aretha Franklin. Come on, how can you not talk about her version? And so that's understandable, but I'm sorry, Joe Cocker does it great. His version's good. It's just the Beatles did it better. The Beatles did it better, and it's worth talking about. So yeah, that's all I really have to say. So post in the comments below what's your uh favorite like original songs cover songs, whatever you want to call them. Post in the comments below which ones you like, and so I can do another fourth one, because I do have two songs that I was here. One of them I was here put in this stream, but I changed my mind. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell, because next week I'm not going to have any streams or videos up because we're doing work on our house. We're getting a new roof put on and stuff, and it's going to be really loud. And I'd rather not do one and just take a break for a week and clear my mind and figure out what I'm going to do for the next few weeks or whatnot. But I will come back, and the week after next, not next Monday or next Wednesday, but the week after that, I will be doing a video. I've been wanting to do this one, a stream of ranking the best Ernest movies, and I know Nostalgia Critic did one, they did one, but I'm gonna do it better because they mentioned in their video that they haven't seen all of the Ernest movies. I'm the best candidate to do this. I'm the best one to talk about it because I own all the Ernest movies and I've seen all the Ernest movies, so I can talk about it. I believe that if you haven't seen all of the Ernest movies, or if there is a series like Star Wars, if you haven't seen all the Star Wars movies, I believe that you shouldn't be allowed to rank Star Wars movies. You have to see all of it. So yeah. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to that notification bell. Bye!